Morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes to let people log on. We're going to have a talk today about the WHO and several publications. As I see my messenger fill up with lots of messages, a chopped video from the president of the WHO, and he goes into a whole bunch about boosters and children 5 to 11 years old. Anti-vax shares that, a lot of people talking about that. We're going to get into exactly what that's all about. Further than that, as is in this title of this video this morning, Al Jazeera News, Middle East company, they produce the WHO's talk about the 10% of the world's 10% of the third world's population, most populous peoples in the entire world, how that's the vaccine rate, and that boosters should not be available to the first world until at least 40% of the third world's been fully, doubly vaccinated. Well, we're going to talk about all that in its entirety, what Canada's doing, and again, what people are propagating and what's absolutely the truth are always two different things, and you will not find anybody telling any Canadian the real truth, the truth of the matter, the truth of all of it as it really is. So we're going to get into that today, this morning here, before I head out for my last day of my holidays with my kids and my mother. So all Christmases come to an end. Mine came earlier, but that's okay. So first, the video everybody's sharing about the WHO saying boosters are going to kill children. Well, guess what, everybody? That's absolutely 100% true. Because there are no boosters. I repeat, there are 0 manufactured boosters for any children 5 to 11 years old. And these countries out there of what are classified the first world, and their governments issuing COVID-19 booster shots manufactured for those over the age of 12 and onward, which everybody, the manufacturers, produce those for 60 and above. It's okay for healthy adults, not designed for children. There's 2 different dose regimes. There's vaccines manufactured, tested for adults, and then there's for the children. You choose how you want to do that. But when governments ignore manufacturers and decide to issue drugs to children, or tell adults to ignore manufactured products and ignore what the manufacturer tells you to do with said drugs or products, they're 100% in the wrong. They're 100% in the wrong. It's like anything. You never ignore manufacturer's specifications on drugs, vaccines, and a wide range of products. Anyone in quality control or quality assurance will tell you this. It's not even just drugs, it's many things. You don't put Ford parts in GM trucks or cars, or everybody gets the drift. Well, why would vaccinations be any different? It's not that they're going to kill children, it's the fact that they're not made for children, and likely there could be damage. That's true. And governments going about their own way to all of a sudden issue for rich people boosters designed for adults to children, you got to be some kind of lunatic to ignore manufactured specifications, drugs issued for adults, and administering to children. You just don't do it. It's that simple. Countries participating in that are completely out of reality, out of touch. That's that one. Second, now the WHO says everybody should pay like Justin Trudeau, who's bought 400 million vaccinations, you guys. Even with the population double dosed, if everybody took it, let's just say, what are we talking about? At tops, 80 million vaccines. Well, that leaves 320 million vaccines out there for who? Who? Well, the third world. Trudeau's more than quadrupled the availability of vaccines for the rest of the world. That's what they're for. Nobody had a say in that. It went out, and the WHO wants more. There are 8 billion people in this world. How much would Canadians have to pay to see the world vaccinated? Let alone ship them out, set up the supply lines, set up supply chains. It would cost literally probably $500 billion to vaccinate the entire world. We can't afford that. I don't think there is a single taxpayer who would be down with that. And the WHO, unfortunately, maybe you should work in the United Nations Security Council. You should quit health. That president, maybe join the Security Council as an advisor to peace and security. A lot of people have no clue what they're talking about. And for everybody, the WHO is not a first-tier organization of the UN. It's not even a second tier, a third tier, a fourth tier, a fifth tier, or even a sixth tier. The WHO falls in a really low tier. Underneath one of the 6, it falls in like third level of a first tier when you look at it. It's not even a first tier. It's under social, economic, and political, which is a second tier of the UN, but WHO falls 2 steps below that, and all other tiers in the UN fall higher than that, including the General Assembly. Is it important to know world health statistics? Sure. I love it. I love to know what all countries of the world are doing. It helps me myth bust people in their lunatic narratives. It's easy. Grab a country, have a look. I don't just use WHO. I'll look at it. I don't even use the WHO. But it's nice to see that stat and go against what the country itself publishes, and we see if there's a variation or a difference. Generally, there is not. So it's okay. These are things people need to know. We can't save the entire world. Is it true that variants can grow in third world countries? Yes. Why is that a problem for the first world Canada? Because the immigration program Canada runs, everybody, this is reality. And Maxime Bernier is a fucking liar. He's lied about a lot. He's a radical, a nut job, a liberal. He's a plant. He's angry at the Conservative Party. I am too. But I don't lie about a party. I only take things like Pierre Poilievre, who tells you all economic presentation. It sounds glorious, except for the more than 342-page document the man published last February that has absolutely nothing to do with what he champions and talks about every day. Because what the fucker put in writing is nothing even remotely close to what he says. Meaning, do you trust what a man says or what he publishes in writing? Everybody, you trust what's put in writing, because that is the law. That's the guarantee. Pierre Poilievre guarantees you all extreme socialism, extreme wealth transfer to the likes of a radical liberal agenda. Liberal conservative. Now, why that relates here? Because it's exactly what Maxime Bernier does. What he says and what he's publishing and in writing are 2 very radically different things, just like the rest of the lunatic parties. And I'm going to tell you, when we look at COVID-19, variants spreading into the third world countries because there are no vaccine rates. And for everybody who thinks that vaccines don't work, they've already produced better antibodies through the mRNA and the spin-off vaccines like... Hold on a sec. Bear, give me 5 minutes on Facebook Live. Just 5 minutes and we're out of here. I have to go on my Christmas Day, everybody. I want to finish this. That's why I'm out with my truck. But immigration in Canada, 33% of the world's population, through the 54 Commonwealth countries that Canada utilizes for their slavery workforce. The first class wants a slavery workforce. Do not be fooled by your dirty, filthy, corrupt politicians. Maxime Bernier's into it. Absolutely, Aaron O'Toole, 150%. Justin Trudeau, oh yeah, we're way more liberal than any conservative could ever imagine. We will bolster the first class by a slave class, destroying the third class. Your immigration, everybody, is based on unvaccinated from the third world. 30% of the world's population gets direct access to Canada through the Commonwealth. Vaccinated? I don't think so. Don't think so. And you can look at all the countries. Lowest vaccine rates, well under 10%, are all flooding to Canada. They're not getting on airplanes double dosed. I can tell you that. They're coming here unvaccinated, full of variants. Where do you think South Africa's variant came from? Go look at South Africa's vaccination rates. These are not wealthy South Africans coming here, loaded houses, all that. No. They come here like a lot of countries throughout the world with low vaccine rates, meaning they're not vaccinated. They come to Canada, you pay for their free vaccine. One of the more than 400 million that Justin Trudeau bought on your behalf. It's lunatic how much money we're spending. Think about it. Billions and billions of dollars. Then they come and they get the loans. Billions and billions of dollars. All thrown on the third class in a large part. And the domestic second class. But that foreign-funded second class, the friends of the politicians of the first class, and every party, all their special interests, all foreign-run, owned that you all complain about, you can't look at it for what it is. These are your politicians' special interests, foreign-funded, foreign-sponsored, against all of you, here to destroy and corrupt your country and wreck it. Because you, the third class, don't exist in your Constitution. First Peoples, it's you too. You in the third class. You range in human rights. Gross atrocities, both of you. Until you wake up. Until everybody wakes up. Self-determination, self-government, and self-determination. Those are the three S's. Until we, the third class, and the First Peoples of Canada come together, seated, unseated. This is the Canadian Indian. On or off reserve, doesn't matter. All of those people in their entirety. Métis and Inuit, till you all come together and look at this for what it really is. Settle this country with what's here. It's only going to get worse until one day, like every other historical extreme socialist, it's going to disappear. And all of a sudden there's nothing for anybody. And you find you're worse than slavery. You're bankrupt, tits up, and you're under a hardcore regime. We're almost there. Liberals, Conservatives, PPC, Yves Blanchette, Bloc Québécois, the Green Party. It's all radical first class to destroy all of you. Destroy all of you. Pitch you against each other. Ruin you forever. Canada is in the worst hypocrisy going. That's my video. Family's waiting, everybody. Share, share, share. Get it out there. Get the truth going. It's up to all of you. It's not about me. It's not about anything but the truth that you all need to know. And you can ignore it. You can say, oh, no, it's not true. It's not true. But eventually, the buck is going to come around and kick you right in the fucking ass. And you do nothing about it. You failed your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. There's only so much I can do. And then at the end of the day, we'll see you in the new year door knocking. Gotta go. Everybody stand there waiting. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Bye now.